Hello and welcome back to another video episode of House of the NYC. We are going to be talking, I'm going to share with you some tips about Thanksgiving Day Eve balloon viewing and then the morning of tips if you want to see the parade before it gets to West 34th Street in Manhattan in Midtown. Okay, so right now I am at, West 75th Street and Central Park West. As you can see, they're already getting the bleachers ready for viewing for the parade. These are not free seats, or if they are, there's a big process to get through them. I'm not going to really touch on that. It's just more for scenery and ambiance. And then this is Central Park West, and down there is West 79th Street, well actually West 77th, and then West 81st Street. The museum, the American Museum of Natural History, takes up those blocks between 77 and 81. So generally the entrance to the balloon viewing on Wednesday afternoon and evening is here along Central Park West, but you have to go to Columbus Avenue, which is one avenue over, to enter, and there'll be signs. Here's the thing, if you have little ones, come early, like 2:30, 3:30 p.m., because I kid you not, when it's 5:30 on, maybe 6, 7, all the way into that night, it is crowded. It is so packed, you cannot really even do this. It's if you're not if you don't have a problem with crowds, then have at it. I am recording live, so there is traffic noise, and I'm sure right down below is a subway grate. Not the most perfect place to pick, but I picked it because of the visuals. Anyway, when you come, you want to make sure that you've gone to the bathroom. There are not really porta potties generally. And the other things, there are vendors, so you want to maybe bring cash too. You know, there are people selling light up balloons and all the fun favors that are sold generally on street, you know, during street events, right? And so the other thing you want to know is that there is a Shake Shack, there is a Lenwich, use Grubhub. Anyway, if you want to get food that night in the area on the Upper West Side, use a food app, a food ordering app, whichever it is. Now, I will say that if you're going to eat, stay away from Columbus and Central Park West. Well, there are no restaurants on Central Park West really in this area, and Columbus is going to be packed. Now, there is sometimes like a little fair in the schoolyard on Columbus Avenue between 7-7 and 7-6. Sometimes if you get here early, Macy's will hand out fun things, balloons and other trinkets, but it's while supplies last, obviously. So bring a camera and make sure it's charged. There's no leaving the line. Once you get in it, you're in it. Okay, so I paused because of the train. So after, and it will take you, gosh, if you get here before the main rush, you could be done in half an hour. But basically the balloons go all the way around the museum. If you are a member of the museum, then you can go inside and view, but I think the museum's only open till 5 p.m.-ish, so check on that. And also, it's a good reason to become a member, if for no other reason, and it probably pays for itself that night. Okay, so now you've done the balloon viewing at night, or you want to view the parade. Here's what most people do who don't go downtown, or Midtown rather, is they get up really early, bring a chair, blanket, and they camp out on the blocks that lean into or go into Central Park West. So anywhere from West 81, well, they might not let you in, but residential blocks where there is no security for the actual balloons where they're sitting and parked are West 76th Street all the way south on Central Park West. Now you're like, well, what time do we get there? Well, some people show up as early as 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Here's the thing, there are no bathrooms. There's a Starbucks at West 73rd, And Columbus, I don't know what time it opens. There are coffee shops, and there is a Lenwich on Columbus. I mentioned that before. And so you basically, once you are parked on in your spot, you're not really going to want to move because more people are going to come up behind you. It's like rows, and you're just not going to want to move because people will take your spot. You know, they'll move your stuff, possibly, if you don't have a good neighbor who's going to watch out for you. But then the other thing is getting through the crowd and then back to your seat or your area that you've marked off. And so bring a thermos, but I would say, what is it called? Time your intake of the fluids to match bathroom reachability, if you will. Okay, and the other thing too is oh, right, that's Thanksgiving, so it's a holiday. Places are closed. Oh, yes. So now, and then you ask, okay, so the parade on TV starts at what, 9 a.m., 10 a.m.? And I would say that the area clears, and some people bring ladders. You know, just be mindful of safety concerns when you do that. But people do that. They bring a ladder. But there is no parking. It's shut off, okay? So you've got to walk. The best thing to do is to take the train, right? You can take the C train or the 1, 2, and 3 to the area. Double check at mta.info to make sure that everything's running. Sometimes there are service changes and delays and updates that you want to check out. And then the other thing too is on Thanksgiving morning, when you're doing this, there are also the same vendors with the fun things. I think some people even sell turkey hats. I have one that I ordered on Amazon. Now's a good time to do that if you haven't already. Get all of your fun turkey, Thanksgiving Day accessory apparel ordering done now before the rush. You still have time, depending on when I post this. This is being recorded November 10th, 2023. And most of these tips will still apply going down in a couple of years in the future. So I'm just giving you basics and generalities. So what else can I tell you? It's fun. If you like that sort of thing, again, bring a camera. And you know what's good is to bring a selfie stick so that you can raise your camera above the crowd's heads. Okay, that's what I do generally when I'm in a crowded area. I'm using the selfie stick now as a tripod. So get one that has more than one function, like this one. It's got a selfie component and a tripod to it. Awesome. Okay, and then be prepared for crowds, more crowds on Thanksgiving Day morning. And you know what? After the parade, it's actually really nice to walk if you're going southbound from the parade area. It's a lot of fun for people, and again, streets are blocked off, no parking. Better off park and ride. If you're coming in from north or south, park when you're coming in and then just take a train up or even walk. It's probably going to be a beautiful day that day, right? It hasn't been too cold lately. So if you would like me to cover other tips in New York City, life random, anything that you want to learn how to DIY, you want me to break apart and figure out a good way to do it, please do reach out on Instagram at House of Lee NYC. You can also email me, lee@houseofleenyc.com. And that's it. That's a wrap. You know, if you, again, reach out, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sticking around. Oh, want to give a shout out to a recent subscriber. Check out her channel, Ronisha Davis. Hi, thank you. And she's got lots of interesting things about astrology. I was like, ooh, tell me more about being a Gemini. I don't know what house I'm rising, but when I figure that out, I'll watch her video on that too. All right, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.